Hey guys, okay, so I wanted to talk a little bit of Glamcation. I recently came back from LA going to Glamcation, was it 3 days? 3 days of indie brands and scent experience out in LA. So I was so excited to finally visit because every time Scent Explore comes around, I know I'm there, but I wanted to see what was happening with our friends over on the West Coast. So Sarah from Glam Finds here on YouTube puts together this awesome convention of small indie brands for us to get our noses on them all in one place. So I was excited to be able to go out there with my good girlfriend, Augusta, who's an amazing travel buddy. Um, we went out there and saw all of our online friends. But this particular video, I want to just talk about three fragrances, one that I scored, one that I won in a giveaway, and one that was gifted to me. So I'm super excited to talk about them. There's so much more to talk about with Glamcation, but I want to just jump in and talk about these three fragrances real quick. So the first one, let's talk about the giveaway. So the giveaway that I got was just being a participant at Glamcation. So one of the events that we were having, Sarah was doing giveaways. And so one of them is from Sandy's Fragrances. This is Tobacco Rose. It comes in this nice box here. This is what it looks like. It has some information in the notes here. So it comes in this nice padded box like this. So we know I love a good tobacco rose because BDK's Tobacco Rose is like one of my all-time favorite cooler weather fragrances. And so I was super excited to be able to get this one, which I was like, okay, Sandy, Tobacco Rose. Who might need Tobacco Rose after once you have this? But I think there's a little bit of difference. However, this is that same jammy rose and tobacco feel. Look at this bottle. It's so nice. With the top. So Sandy is a guy. Let me tell you the notes of this one. So this is a fragrance that has sandalwood, vanilla, and honey. And the base there is Turkish and Bulgarian rose, green notes and spices. And then the top, there's tobacco composite. I'm not sure how that differs from actual like just tobacco leaves or the tobacco note, cinnamon and coriander. So yes, there's this deep, resinous, sweet tobacco fragrance. I think there might be a little note of perhaps it's the coriander. I'm not too sure. But this one is a delight to have. I have not had an opportunity to wear it fully, but just I think the green notes give it a little bit of freshness, even though it's nice. It has lots of spices, jammy rose. The green offers a little bit of freshness to it. So this is definitely a unisex fragrance. And I am excited to have this one in my collection. So another one that I smelled on, was it Sarah? I smelled it on somebody and I was like, oh my goodness, it just smelled like a nice, sweet fragrance, fruity fragrance. Probably in line. Well, when I smelt it, I kind of got like, oh, that's putting me in the realm of one of my favorites, which is Byron Parfums, The Chronic. And there's this deep sweetness that I love to love. So this fragrance is called Rose Special. It's spelled differently, not like special, but SPES'Pechal. And this was created by Milano Constantine, a native of New York. The perfumer did their big one in this. I think because if you are not into rose, this is not like your typical rose dominant fragrance. It is not even the typical rose. Like, I'm not sure that when I smelt it that I imagined that there was rose in this. So let me tell you some notes because maybe that'll draw or illustrate a picture of more of what this fragrance is about. But this has bergamot, cardamom, and pink pepper in the top. There's milk, jasmine, tuberose, ylang-ylang, and rose in the mid. And then in the base, there's vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, and coconut. So you have things like milk, coconut, tonka bean, vanilla, tuberose that really just make this fragrance a little thicker. So it's not going to be airy or fluffy or anything like this. This has a little weight to it. Almost so that I was like, is there an oil in this that might stain my clothes? I don't know about that. I don't see it in the nose per se, but it just has that feel to me. And I have literally been enjoying wearing this in all of my like feminine energy. It is unisex, you know, everything is unisex. And to some it could lean a bit feminine, but this is definitely a unisex fragrance. But I have just been feeling like this is a fragrance that sort of embodies me in terms of like sweetness and the depth and the it can be dressed up or dressed down. You know what I mean? Like it's a bit versatile, not a pretentious and stuffy type of fragrance where we're just looking for these elegant florals. Like, no, this is teetering into gourmand, or are people calling it flormand, but the florals and gourmand territory. And it is just a great fragrance that I feel like I feel comforted, I feel soft, I feel feminine, whether I'm in jeans or a dress. So I have been enjoying this. The color of the bottle is just super cute as well. And all of this time I've said Rose Special, but this is Clean Team Rose Special by Get Right Fragrances. They are online. Check them out on socials. I cannot wait to get a discovery set because there are some other ones that I need to test more. Out of all of them, this one caught my attention, but it makes me more interested in the others, specifically the Berry Oud that I would love to get my nose on. So a discovery set is in order because I am enjoying this way too much. The last fragrance that I wanted to talk about was one that was gifted to me by the brand, and I am still in my feels about this because I really enjoyed the fragrance. I enjoyed learning about her brand. I enjoyed her whole setup. So this fragrance is by One Way Bridge Parfums New Zealand. Elise, the owner of the brand, came all the way to from New Zealand to LA to be a part of this conference, and it just blew me away. Like, she wanted to bring some of the natural materials from New Zealand into her fragrances and share that and express that in fragrance with everyone. And her table had like green grass, and I just felt like a nymph or a fairy looking for a fragrance while I was testing out her fragrances. And so the one that she gifted to me is called Absence of Nothing. And this is an absinthe fragrance. Absence of Nothing explores what it feels like to live in a state of nothingness, according to the site. And this is also special to me because she brought this from New Zealand, and while her items are offered on her site, because of the tariffs and all that's going on with us over here in the US, she is not shipping to us. So this is also a brand new launch for this year. I am so excited. I have been into the note of absinthe for a little bit, and so this gives me a nice fresh citrusy feel with some absinthe, and then it actually goes a little bit deeper, a little woodier, a little bit more of this sweet spicy kick at the end. It is a cocktail in a bottle, fresh green, if you will. But I have been enjoying this, and I'm so excited to have it and to continue to explore this fragrance and the journey it takes me on. I've only been able to test it. I have not been able to give it a full wear just yet, but you know, there's time for that. And these are the three fragrances that I wanted to talk about just coming off of my trip to Glamcation, but there's so much more to talk about, so many more other amazing perfumers that were there, including Shy Scents. He has his own fragrance, so he was a part of the lineup there. Kirk Elliott's rebrand of his fragrances, Nazar fragrances that has some beautiful ones, Toma Vici. So it was just a lot. Elysian, I was having a ball sniffing and discovering the and or being reacquainted to with a lot of these brands that were there. And so we have more to talk about. I hope to do another video or a live about just the experience in itself. I had a great time, with Augusta, and that is all for now. I will see you in another video. Bye.